All right, Shalom, Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Waha Wakakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Razakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is a quick hit. All right, the Israelites were scattered. All right, we were scattered, and we still are scattered, but we got scattered for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Right, the Lord scattered us abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. It was a curse that was put upon us for breaking the old covenant, and we're going to prove this. The Israelites were scattered, because you got people that believe that the Israelites were not scattered. So let's prove this. This is Zechariah 1 and 18. Lord willing, this lesson was Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Salakia. Then lifted then lift I up mine eyes and saw the four saw and says I read from the top, Salakia. Tongue getting tied. Then lifted I up mine eyes and saw, and behold, four horns. Now, the four horns is a representation of the four major empires mentioned in Daniel, the seventh chapter, right? You had the Babylonian Empire, you had the Medo-Persian Empire, you had the Greek Empire, and you had the Roman Empire. Those are the four major empires. So those four horns is talking about the four major empires mentioned in Daniel the seventh chapter. Verse 19. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. So the Israelites were scattered, right? The Israelites were scattered amongst the four major empires. All right, they were scattered among them. They were scattered abroad. And the Lord showed me four carpenters. So you got to understand, those four horns were those four major empires, and the Israelites were scattered among those four major empires. And we got a precept. This is Ezekiel 20 and 22. It says, nevertheless, I withdrew my hand and wrought for my namesake that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. Verse 23. I lift I lift up mine hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen. And that's what the Lord did. He scattered us among the heathen for what? Breaking the old covenant. This falls in with breaking the old covenant. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Let's prove that. We broke the old covenant. Deuteronomy 28:68, and we're going to go back to Ezekiel the 20th chapter again. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Who is this talking about where it says thou shalt scatter thee among all people, meaning the 17 heathen nations. All right, the Israelites were scattered among the 17 heathen nations from the four winds of the earth, from the four corners of the earth. It's verse 64. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, the 17 heathen nations. These 17 heathen nations are ruling over us today because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We broke the old covenant from one end of the earth even unto the other. So we're scattered from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which our people are in. Due to the slave trade, our people is in all these different religions and false doctrines, and they're worshiping all these false deities. It says, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So this was a curse that was put upon us for breaking the old covenant. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments because we swore an oath to the Heavenly Father, right, which was making that covenant, that we wouldn't break his law, statutes, and commandments. We swore oath to the Lord that we would keep his commandments, and we didn't keep them. So those curses came upon us and overtook us. So now let's go back to Ezekiel 20 and verse 22. Nevertheless, I withdrew my hand and wrought for my name's sake that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. Verse 23, I lift up mine hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen. So we were scattered amongst the 17 heathen nations. Why? Because we broke the old covenant. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So the Lord put us through a temporal punishment, and we're still suffering that temporal punishment today. It says, and despise them through the countries. So we were scattered among the heathen. We're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It says, because they had not executed my judgments, but they had despised my statutes and had polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes were after their fathers' idols. This is going into breaking the old covenant. We had received a judgment of the Lord for breaking the old covenant. So we were scattered. That was our punishment. We were scattered abroad. The Lord discontinued us from our heritage. And we can prove that right here. This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. So the Lord discontinued us from our heritage for breaking the laws and statutes and commandments. But when you go to Isaiah 58 and verse 14, the Lord gave it back to us. Also going into Baruch, I believe it's the 4th chapter as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the 3rd or the 4th chapter, but I believe it's the 4th chapter. If you want to read into that, you can check that. This is James 1 and 1. James 1 and 1. This is James chapter 1 verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh Bashim Shai, of the Lord Yahweh Shai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel were scattered abroad. We were scattered. And we're still scattered. We're scattered amongst these 17 heathen nations. And we're suffering a temporal punishment still to this day for breaking the old covenant. So the Israelites were scattered, and we're still scattered to this day. Now, the person that's going to gather the Israelites back together, the elect, is going to be Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is going to gather the elect. All right, he's going to gather the elect. The nation of Israel is going to be gathered when Yahweh Shai makes his second coming. He's going to gather the elect. He's going to deliver the elect. But right now, we're scattered. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Yahweh Kakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole for the elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time I say, shalom.